Good morning, everybody.
Hello, how's everybody? Woohoo!
Get your big coffee out.
Get your big Yeti out. I love my Yeti. Jen, what is your cup?
But it's my Luke's
Oh,
Diner from
oh,
the
Luke's
Gilmore Girls.
Diner. Oh my God, I love that. Okay. I was like,
Uh,
Luke's,
I was
Luke.
grocery shopping in Myers one day, and I was going from where the groceries were over to where the pet food were and the pet toys, and walked by, and they had a whole bunch of mugs on the aisle, and this was one of them. I was like, "Oh, I need that," because I'm a big Gilmore Girls fan.
Nice. I love that. Yeah, I have like a bunch of really cups that I absolutely love, but I've been obsessed. Finally caved and bought the Yeti because during the work week you're running, 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 and you may not get your coffee for 2 hours, and it is still super hot. I'm so that just honestly it makes my day.
Yeah.
Just to have that warm coffee still or hot coffee. Oh, it's a big one. So we are doing joy and laughter today. Woohoo!
And we've been laughing in the pre-show at little Rosie. She's been making her
Okay,
presence
so
known. Gail's dog and her.
here's our
her
girl. Okay, let me just tell you, she was throwing
hi.
a fit. She needs to, she's like the Kardashian of the block. And, she told me she just laid on my lap and was like, I'll be in my dressing room when the show starts. Call me because I need to be on the screen. So there she is.
Lucy is up here to be admired.
Yes, definitely needing to be admired. Yeah,
But
she has to be
a
part of
squirrel
things.
outside. Rosie has the best smile.
Yeah, she does have a good smile today. Ro, what do you say? You're on the camera.
I had Bella on the arm of the chair. She just kept looking at the screen because your cat was mewing when you were feeding her. She's like, "Where's that cat?"
Where's that cat at? Oh my gosh, who has animals that bring them like the most joy ever?
And
Like,
make you laugh.
yes, and make you laugh for sure, for sure. Oh my gosh. All right, guys, so I have a crazy joke just out of the gates, just
Okay.
because I'm like, we're going to be silly today. So I saw this just this week in my memes. So it's been 5 months since I joined the gym and still no progress. So I'm going in there in person to figure out what is going on. Did that make sense?
It just hit me. You're going in person.
I'm going to have to go in there in person and find out what is going on. There is no
Why is this not
progress.
working? I joined.
That one cracked me up this week. So I thought, okay, let's start with something silly.
I had oh gosh, my phone went dark. I had a quote from E. Cummings, the poet. The most wasted of all days is one without laughter.
For sure.
I think
Yeah,
it's so true. It's like you got to laugh every day. It gets you in the moment. You can't
absolutely.
you can't be in the future or the past unless there's two types of laughter, right? There's the nervous laugh, like versus the hearty laugh, which is very spontaneous, happy laugh. It's contagious. A happy laugh is contagious. A nervous laugh is not contagious. um it's like nervous laugh, like, oh, can I do that for you? Yeah. We see how that's going to work. Hang on. But a happy laugh is contagious. By petty boot standards, we see all the laughing emojis when everybody's laughing in the chat with us when we
Yes.
lose it.
That is like the funnest.
Johnny's
I
laugh
think
is
while
the
you
most
guys are hard at work, us in the chats were like rolling on the floor emojis and, like all this stuff and bouncing off each other. It's hysterical. Yeah,
I,
for
I
sure.
think it's funny how certain people's laughs are more contagious than others, and Johnny has the most contagious laugh I've ever
Silly
heard.
giggle.
Yeah,
Yes.
gets me
Yes.
cracking up. But it's hard, because like a nervous laugh, it kind of comes from sometimes like you're thinking about a past experience and that didn't go well maybe, and you're like, oh god, we're going down that road again. And then you're also living in the future worried about, oh, how's it going to turn out this time. So those nervous laughs, it can release a little energy, but it's not like the uplifting happy laughter. So nervous laughter aside, right? um
Yes.
and it's interesting because joy and laughter, both, they release dopamine and serotonin in the brain, which helps fight depression. But they also release endorphins, which are painkillers, natural painkillers, and those uh, affect the motor neurons. They get into our cells, so they actually help heal our body, heal
Yes.
through laughter.
Heal through laughter, 100%. Yeah, it's so interesting. So yeah, it's I try to just start every day like giggling about something, because it sets your latitude, it sets your day. I love my particular Starbucks that I go to in the morning, because they just are always laughing, always cracking jokes, always. I mean, it's a feeling that you walk away with, and that really helps you kind of pull it out of wherever you're at, especially if you have a stressful job, or you got to laugh. And I think laughter changes, like depending on what your job is. Like some really rough occupations, your laughing might be a little more, the people relate to a darker humor, I feel like. But you still, even in really stressful situations, you've got to laugh and kind of pull yourself out.
There's nothing like getting in a big meeting and it's real intense, and something happens and the laughter just erupts. So there's nothing like that to change the tone of the meeting.
Yep. Yep. I am one that will pull those in a meeting, just say something crazy just to kind of step everybody back.
Yeah. It's funny when I've talked about this before, but a year ago in February, I did my first guitar recital, and I was the last one to perform. So I'm
Oh,
sitting in the back. My hands are stiffening up because I'm not warming up, right? I'm sitting in the back, and I'm sitting close to the door, so it's kind of cold in the back. And I get up there and it takes me a couple of songs to get loosened up. So the first song was really rough. The second song was better, but wasn't my best. It wasn't my best performance. And the third song I did okay, right? So I'm sitting there thinking, oh God, what's going to happen next time I do one? So I'm already like in the future, like what's going to happen based on this experience, and it's that nervous laughter thing. It's like, oh God,
right, right,
I
right,
I can go on YouTube in front of thousands of people and not get nervous. And
right,
you put a guitar in my hand, I'm like, it's like, wait, music's supposed to bring joy and lift the energy, not make
right,
you
right,
tense.
right.
Which, if you've ever played an instrument like guitar, when you get nervous or tense, you hold it in your hands. So, like my left hand was okay. My right hand, which is my picking hand, I play finger style, just tensed up. Like I couldn't get. I felt like I was doing this instead of flowing. It was
Oh
like,
my gosh.
oh God, I can't get my fingers to move.
So what do you do in those situations? Do you try to make yourself laugh? Like I'll try to just think up something really goofy.
The best thing to do is stop and shake your hand out, shake some of
Yeah,
the tension out, shake it out. But when you're in a recital, it's like, oh
right.
God, am I going to stop and shake it out to get my hand going and start over? Which is what I should have done, but I didn't. But I pushed through it. That's an
Yeah,
Aries. I'm going to push through it with
right.
my ram horns. Instead of taking a step back, shake the hand out, and then start again.
Nice. Yeah. So all right, here's our
I
girl. She's just getting very
I
okay.
was I was laughing. A funny thing. I don't know why this popped up on my computer. I was looking at something about joy, and the name Letitia, like Letitia James, means joy. And I was like,
Oh,
that's brought us a lot of joy.
yeah. That's so funny. And she's got such like a calm demeanor.
Yeah.
What a sweet thing to name your child Joy. That's awesome. I
I
love
had
that. I
a
think, yeah.
I had a friend that had a cat named Grace that was not graceful.
She's hanging from the
Any anything but
blinds.
anything.
Like, hey, what's up?
It, yeah, the thing about laughter is it unlocks joy, and you know, joy is it's a noun. It's caused by something. So something has to happen in order to feel joy, right? It's connecting to the source of happiness. And I love that phrase source, because source to me is divine energy connecting
Right.
to source of happiness. Um, but there's something usually that happens that causes that, exceptional joy that we feel, that delight, happiness.
Yes.
Um,
And I think, like that joy, that true joy is connected to love, which is source. So,
the source,
it's like a straight, direct path, that's so beautiful.
a shot of all those dopamine and serotonin and endorphins, and it can fight depression, it can relieve stress, it can improve our mental health, our physical health. It's all tied together. It's
Right.
amazing what just and this was something we were talking about. There, I wrote down. We were talking in the pre-show about women smile on average 62 times per day. Men on average only smile 8 times per day. So you men out there got to lighten it up a little bit and smile more. I'm like, wow. And maybe it's one of the things women do is help, through experience, help share joy more with men, to teach them how to smile more and laugh more.
Right.
I don't think it applies to everybody,
No.
all men, but in general, there scientific research, women smile more than men.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's such an interesting thing. And you just wonder, like, the cultural kind of forming of that, and the men are always in until recent years, and even still, you know, in charge. When you're in the military, there's no smiling, there's no, this kind of, you can't be this, or you can't look goofy, or you can't look weak, or you can't, so it's interesting that that's a pretty drastic statistic.
Yeah, there's something, I was thinking about, like, how do I feel when someone smiles at me?
Oh my God.
Comforting. It's like, yeah, I get you. Yeah, we're
Yes.
here together. It's a comforting thing, and it's a, we're okay. We're here right now in this
Absolutely.
moment. We're okay. It's very comforting. So it's very healing. To
Absolutely.
for the person you're smiling at, it's very healing, as well as for yourself, because when you smile, you start releasing all those chemicals, the good.
Right. Yes, I mean, I, had a book. I can't remember if it was Tin Hot Nan, um, a book on happiness, and just, how when you just get the slight smile, even how much it changes your body chemistry and your brain chemistry. And just, at that point, at some point, some years back, I just started making a point to smile. When I hold the door open for somebody, I give them a smile. Every single person in the hall at work, I smile. Hey, how's it going? Eye contact, like, just, you exude that constant energy that kind of just, lifts yourself up, lifts other people up. But it's so
People just
important to just constantly.
seen, yeah, they just want to be seen and acknowledged, and um,
Absolutely.
smiling at someone that's having a rough day. That's a great way to get a conversation going. To get
Yes,
talking if they're having a rough time. And
absolutely. And even when I see that, I'm just a little, I mean, I will actually go up to you, and look you in the face and say, hey, you okay? If I see that kind of stuff, like I work in a really amazing place where we have an ability to do that. And we're all moving around constantly because we work in a school. So, but just check on your colleagues, your friends, I mean, it's so important to I say 50% of your job, just as important as your skill set is pushing that smile out there, being cheerful, getting along, collaborating. Like it's so much as important as your skill set because it changes the dynamic of your whole workplace. If you're
Look
going to
at
be
that tweet with Elmo that went viral when he just asked, "How's everyone doing?" It's like, and it goes viral.
people were like,
Mega
whoa,
Millions. It was
who
like,
gives a
wow.
shit? Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's important to remember too that grief and joy can coexist. That
Absolutely.
it's not exclusive one or the other. So if you're going through a time of grief, you've lost a loved one or a pet or something. A lot of times, how many times have you been at a funeral and there's laughter where
Oh,
people are sharing
absolutely.
stories and things, and it can help heal with the grief. Or you're sharing, you lose a pet and you're telling funny stories about that pet that you remember, and it brings laughter and joy. So, it grief and joy can coexist for those that are going through a rough time with grief.
Absolutely.
Just know that you can have both.
Yes. And it's important to have both. I mean, that's again, it's like part of the healing, that you can remember beautiful and funny and all the pieces, that's where the mercy part comes in, I think, where it's just, when you're really grieving and you're able to draw in that piece of love or that piece of laughter. Yeah.
It's laughter is spontaneous. You don't think about, you can think about smiling at somebody, right? But you don't think about laughing is spontaneous. It's in the moment right there. You're in the present, you're laughing at something. But laughter is also a universal language. You can be, because I used to travel globally when I worked in the corporate world. You can be in a foreign language and you don't know what these people are talking about, but they can start laughing with that contagious laugh, and I will laugh with them, even
Yep.
though I don't know what they're laughing at, because their laughter is just so contagious.
Right.
Laughter is a universal language. It's one thing, just like a smile is
A
universal.
smile.
Everybody
Absolutely.
understands it.
Yep. I mean, yeah. The grocery store, the gas station, you could tell when people are aggravated, just a smile, or they look at you and they expect you to judge them somehow and you give them a smile and it just shifts. It just shifts stuff, it's, yeah, what a blessing.
I was thinking about different ways, to invite joy in if you're in a place where you don't feel like you have enough joy or happiness in your life. So a way to open it up to the universe and bring a little more in.
Hmm.
Um, I was thinking about smiling, like, not just smiling at other people, but learning to smile at yourself in the mirror, which will get you giggling. Try it. It'll get you giggling, right? If you like wake up every morning, hello, sunshine, in the mirror.
Hey, what's up? You look like 100 miles of bad road. How's it going in there, mirror?
Looks like you had a good time last night. Whether you did or didn't.
Yeah.
It's funny, but if you smile at yourself in the mirror, I guarantee you it'll lift your energy for the day. It gets you in the moment. It starts your day off in the moment instead of thinking about the 100 things you got to get done. Right.
Right.
It helps you to let go. Like it to me, it's like a great way. Okay, I'm letting go of yesterday. Can't do anything to change it. It's already done.
Right.
already put to bed. It's a great way to let go of anything that you're hanging on to that's
Yes.
keeping you from feeling joy.
Definitely.
Um, and learning to practice, gratitude. I always talk about like writing gratitude journals. One of the things that I've done, and I think is a great idea, is to write down things you admire in yourself, because we have so little self appreciation and self love a lot of times, that if you just start by looking at the things you admire about yourself and having some gratitude and love for yourself. And then I like to write down things I admire in someone else as aspirational, things I want to grow into. So if I look and see things that I admire, like, wow, they're so patient. Me as an Aries, not patient, right?
Right, right,
Wow,
right.
they're so patient. Look how they handle that. Like I admire that when I see somebody really exemplifying a great deal of patience in a stressful situation.
Right. Definitely.
Paisley said, "I miss Jody's laughter and smile so much." Jody had the best giggle.
Yes.
Jody, you here with us, Sacred Sound?
Yes, she is. Yes, she is here. That's so.
Yeah, I see you're sharing a link to your video on joy, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's a great video. Y'all can watch later if you like, on that Gale did on joy.
Yeah.
The other thing is, like, we have to be careful what we focus on, what we pay attention to. So if we focus on the negative all the time, that's where our energy goes, and that's like, it's going down a rabbit hole. If you pay attention to the good things and the positive things, and at least the neutral things, not the negative things, right?
Right.
That helps bring more joy into your life and into your heart. It's like you have to have it here. You got to have the thoughts here to feel it here and here. It's all connected.
Right. For sure. Yeah, that
And
heart-centered connection and breathing.
yeah, it's funny because, like, joy, um, you feel it all through your body. When you feel joyful about something, you feel it throughout your body. You have the thoughts, about it that trigger it, and then it's permeating the cells. Or, like, for me, a lot of times I get those angel tingles, I call them. It also helps you align with meaning and purpose in your life. And a lot of people, like, when I do personal readings, they're like, "What's my life purpose?" And it's like, sometimes your life purpose is just sharing your joy and your love, and helping lighten the energy up, around you,
Right.
because other people need that. May need help getting pulled up a little bit, lifted.
Yes,
Um,
for sure.
Surrounding yourself with positive people. If you got the Debbie Downers, that you know, I if somebody's negative, I'll try to lift them up a little. I'll try to, like, shift their energy a little bit by saying things to get them thinking more positively. But there's always those people that are Debbie Downers that don't want to be fixed, right? They don't want to lift. They want to stay down there.
Yeah.
Let them stay down there. You don't have to go there with them.
Right.
God gave us a brain, use it. You don't have to surround yourself with the Debbie Downers. And those Debbie Downer people, like, no, I don't have any friends. Nobody wants to be around me. Well, why is that? Get them thinking about, why is that? Well, okay, what can you do today that's positive? And if they're unwilling to do one thing, like smiling at somebody, then it's like, you're making that choice. You can't
Right.
change the choices and the free will of someone else, but you can protect yourself, so you don't have to
Absolutely.
stay around the Debbie Downers.
It's so
Um,
important to be protective of your energy and let in the light people, the happy people. Not that it's people's job to be happy and light all the time, but you know who your people are that, you know, are joyful and open and kind and are just might be having a bad day, which we all have. But you could feel the energy.
and there's always, at work, there's always a Debbie Downer, right?
Always.
There's always
I
a really happy person. Everybody piles in their office all the time because there are always, so much fun.
I work with 5 colleagues and we're crammed in an office and our office is always packed. People sitting on the desk, people look, and
Yeah.
it's so funny. But I have colleagues, honestly, it's like, radiation coming out the door. I've gone in, okay, I'm going to share this. I've gone in on a, early Monday morning or one time on a Sunday when I was working on a report late, and I duct taped some tourmaline to the bottom of somebody's chair because their energy was so bad and so negative, and I wanted to try to absorb some of it. I never
For
said
those that don't know, that is a crystal.
We need to get a handle on this because this is way too much for everyone.
But their office is always empty. They don't understand why nobody, comes around their office. But even when, like, there are some times where you can't get away from the Debbie Downers. An office is a prime example, or at work, or you're married to one. You can't get unless you get divorced, you can't get away from them. It's more important to surround yourself as much as possible with positive people to help you to counteract that when you do hit it, right?
Absolutely.
So
yes, and somebody mentioned in the chat that they have a notebook and they'll go back through and like look for positive stuff if they're having a rough go. And I haven't been keeping up with it, but like a notebook where if your boss writes you something really nice, if you get a really super awesome supportive text message, if somebody says something super kind about you, I print them out and put them all in one little place. And then when you're really in it and you need to laugh, or you just open your little magic folder all about you. You're like, oh yeah, I remember that. Okay,
look how awesome I am. Yeah, look how awesome I am. Let's celebrate
or at least I remember your favorite jokes, or just stuff that'll just, pull the cart out of the ditch or whatever.
And it's that's a great way. Like if you struggle, to find that joy, creating positive daily rituals like that. Like I would open a book like that every day and read it. Just
right.
Just like smiling at myself in the mirror. It's a positive ritual you can do every day to start to shift that energy a little bit. And then, the other thing I think about, like sunshine and the color yellow, right? It's such a happy color and stuff. So there's color therapy, so put a little more yellow in your life. Get out in the sunshine a little bit more. Get that vitamin D going in the body, the sunshine and stuff. It's another great way, I think, or whatever your happy color is. Maybe it's orange, maybe it's red. If you're an Aries, you got red in the house somewhere, right?
Right.
There's always red somewhere. But pink, the color of bliss, is another great thing. So I always laughed when I would travel by plane with coworkers. I had one coworker I worked with for several years that when I would get on the plane, I close my eyes and I do a little mini meditation where I surround the plane with a big pink bubble of protection, and I put that bliss color on it. And he asked me one day, he goes, "What are you doing?" And I said, "I'm putting a bubble of protection around the airplane." He goes, "Oh God, you that metaphysics stuff." I said, "Look, has a plane ever crashed we've been on together? Leave me alone."
Let me do my thing. Yeah.
I said, the day a plane crashes, you can tell me on the other side.
Yeah, that's right.
For you. But right now, it's working for me.
That's right. Now we're putting the bubble, man. I love that. Oh my God, I do that. I do that when I drive. I'm just like,
put a bubble around the car.
Please keep the crazies away from me, please. Just keep the happy drivers that, are okay to let somebody into traffic and not scream and, carry on. People,
pets are, whether it's videos, if you don't have pets of your own, I have pets of my own. I still love watching funny animal videos on YouTube. That'll get me laughing every time.
Yes. Oh my God.
And not just pets, animals in general, watching funny things nature does.
Yes. Yeah. And it's always, to just be looking for that stuff all the time, like know what makes you laugh, what makes you joyful, and just making sure you've got it around you, even a little, like that little piece of, a little piece of crystal or something carried in my bag, or, those memes, like I copy some of them and I put them in my phone so that like I can watch the driving cat, I'm going to find out what's going in that gym. I joined the gym, I need to know what's going on in there. I'm not changed one iota. So, I mean, that stuff, you just pull it up when you need it. That's a really good practice. So like, because our phones are so amazing, you could keep so much stuff. You might as well keep some stuff to make you laugh.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. Like a lot of people tell me what I'm reading for, and thank you, Caroline. That they love seeing my cats in the videos because they're living in a place maybe where they can't have one right now, can't have a pet. And
100%.
they love seeing Becca's dog, Braxy and stuff, because maybe they're at a point in their life where they just can't either have one or can't afford it or whatever. So they enjoy and they live, vicariously through us. They feel like our pets are their pets too. They know their personalities.
Yep. Yep. It's amazing. That's such an awesome part of the show too. Yeah. I think, I'm in a place where we're not allowed to do bird feeders and not allowed to do, this and that. And, but Rosie loves her birds and her squirrels. So we have like squirrel videos. There's a lady called Squirrels at the Window, and she just feeds the squirrels and they run all over the place. And Rosie's like,
I love watching the man that puts the bird seed in his hand stands there and all the birds
oh,
are on his hand eating. It's so crazy.
it's amazing. Like, I mean, the YouTube is a true blessing, and the ability to do this and communicate and bring in healing and joy and laughter into even though you may not have access to a lot of stuff. It's pretty cool.
Putting on a funny movie, or a rom-com or something, is a great way to, at night when you're unwinding and it's been a rough day, putting on a funny movie to bring some energy back in so that you
Yes.
can get that energy going for the next day.
Yes, I used to watch a lot of like Cary Grant movies and Fred and Ginger, like the silly ones, the dancing, this, that. And when I'd come home with a look, I had a boyfriend that was like, you know what, I think you need one of your gray movies. You better go get a little blankie in a gray movie because you're not looking so hot. But it's amazing, that stuff, whatever our choices are, how much it can, really change your latitude. And we always need to, like, that's got to be priority. It's got to be, because the energy we pump out when we're in a rage or when we're angry or sad or whatever it is versus pumping out a smile and hold the door and, just be kind to each other. It's so different. And if you don't focus on it,
sometimes when I'm feeling sad, like when something sad has happened, but I can't seem to release the tears, I'll put on a sad movie that I know is guaranteed to make me cry because it's a release to get the tears out so that I
yes.
can then bring the joy back in and bring the happy memories back in and reflect, in a positive way. Yeah. Another thing that will release tears in me like this is listening to Eva Cassidy singing Over the Rainbow.
Oh,
Uh, her voice is so emotive and it'll move you to tears every time.
yes.
So when I need that release, because that's healing too, I'll do something like that. But then, later, maybe I'm watching a funny movie or something to get the energy shifting up because I've had the release.
Nice. Yes, for sure. Absolutely. Yeah, it's so important. And then you have to be in touch too to know all that stuff. You really have to allow yourself to acknowledge where you're at, know what you need.
Yeah,
It's
I
that.
mean, we can cry in sadness, but we can also cry with laughter.
Yep.
So I think that's an interesting dichotomy, that two different emotions that can coexist, and we can cry when we're laughing also. Do it every Sunday night.
Laugh until you cry. I just, when was the last,
I can't
anybody
see
in the chat, like, when was the last time, what was the last thing that made you laugh until you cried? I mean, just wiping the
but I
tears
can't see
away.
the cards. It's like I can't even see my questions I've written
Yeah,
down or something.
that's right. That would have been last Sunday night.
That's when I knew we're in trouble now. I can't even read. I can't see.
Every once in a while, Johnny will click his camera off. He'll be like waving, and then off he goes.
Get the blanket out.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. It's funny when you think about all the words that imply laughter, like chuckle, snortle, snort, giggle, guffaw.
Guffaw is one of my favorites. Guffaw.
There's just so many words for laughter, for types of laughters and stuff. Like, a
Yes.
hearty laugh versus a
Or the
snickering.
belly laugh. Oh my God, when you see little kids do the belly laugh, that's just, that hard, like, oh my God, just sheer joy just shoots out,
I love in My Fair Lady when Audrey Hepburn says, "Why are you snickering at me?" I love that. I bet I said it right.
Oh, yes. Yes, Darren said it's really, really good for the immune system, which you said earlier, Jen. Yes, definitely.
It's from the neurotransmitters releasing that dopamine, serotonin, and endorphins. The dopamine and serotonin, which they say chocolate also will get those going. That's fights depression, and the endorphins are natural painkillers, and that goes from the transmitters throughout the central nervous system to every cell in the body. So yeah,
Right, right. Oh my God, Rush said snorting is the cherry on top. I'm a snorter when I really get going. The snort laugh is, oh my God, my favorite.
it's my favorite too. I love a good snort. Or
Oh
the and Johnny's great at this. The laughing so hard no sound is coming out until they you finally hear when they take a breath because they have like just nothing is coming out. That gets me going. When somebody's laughing so hard there is no sound coming out, and then finally they start getting the sound going.
Oh my gosh, for sure. Yes. Yep.
It's try to find those things that bring you joy. I keep saying I'm going to do a video and clip together some of our best laughing moments.
Oh my God,
just have a whole video, like have enough lead in that you know what we're laughing about, but clip together all those laughing fits where we just lose it, and my head will be on the table. I'm just losing it. I can't even see. Done.
For sure. Yep. That is just it's just a healing thing. Like it's just, I mean, and you can find those online, just various like silly things where people are just crying with laughter, and it's
I got so tickled watching an Instagram video one day. I sent it to Johnny and Becca. I said, "This is so me. Like I would do something like this." This mother and daughter. The mother's probably pushing 70, and the daughter's like in her 40s or early 50s, maybe. They're in that kind of age group, and the daughter has taken her to the eye doctor to get new glasses, and so she's taken her glasses off, and so she doesn't lose them, has put them in the display of all the glasses, and she's trying on all these different, and lost her glasses. And because she doesn't have lenses in the ones she's trying on, she can't see to find her glasses.
Oh my God.
That's
like a Laurel and Hardy.
Like, that would be like, put these in and try all these glasses on that don't have lenses in them, and then can't find your real glasses that have the lenses. I was rolling. I was like, I could, and the daughter is like trying to hold the video phone, the camera to do a video of this for Instagram. She goes, "Mom, tell them what you did." She's laughing so hard, the camera's shaking. I was just done. I was just done. They had been there for an hour looking for her glasses on a wall of glasses.
Oh my Lord. Yep. No. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Oh, I remember that Mary Poppins, the song "I Love to Laugh."
Yes.
That
I saw
great.
that. Yeah.
Start floating up and laughing.
Yeah. I mean, that kind of gives you that feeling too, that floating like up, when you really get laughing about something, it does feel like that.
Because it's lifting your energy. It's lifting your vibration.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, laughing is a high vibration. Like it's just sheer joy. Like
Mary Harris was talking about doing a laughter yoga class. Now that would be a yoga class I would love, where you
I love
intentionally laugh
that.
to get that. But yeah, if you fake laugh for a few minutes, you're going to be intentionally laughing. It's just like
Yeah,
if you smile at yourself in the mirror and say something silly, you're going to be laughing, as you're looking in the mirror. Um,
yeah, for real.
Laugh with us, not at us, right?
Yeah, I mean that's yeah. I mean that is a piece of it too. The really mean, belittling type laughing at as opposed to just laughing can be a little energy lowering, I think.
I
There
think it's
is
in
a
the
difference.
I think it's in Proverbs that says a glad heart makes a happy face. And
Right.
it's so true. If you are content and feel that joy and that happiness, it doesn't mean you're feeling it 100% of the time, but in general, you have that feeling of contentment and happiness
Right.
and a lighter heart. It will show on your face.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
if
And
you're like, you ever watch a Debbie Downer as they age, like somebody that's always negative, and they don't age well
no, they
because
don't.
their
Yeah.
face like drags down their face. Their
For sure, for sure. And I think, when you laugh from a place of making fun of someone or being really cruel or, you're inside it's I don't believe it's joyful, even though you're laughing. It's a low energy. It's a, you know, um, it's just, I think there's more anger inside or, malice of some kind when somebody is laughing as a result of bullying or making fun of somebody.
yeah,
It's a whole different,
narcissists will
that's
do
not
that.
laughing.
Yeah, narcissists will do that. They'll pick on you, make fun, and then laugh at you.
But I don't
For your
think in their center they're connected to their heart at that point, and it's not about
they're getting
laughter,
off. They're
about
getting a power
control or
trip off
anger.
of making someone else hurt.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. But guffaw on the other chance, on the other hand, trying to remember the last time I guffawed, like,
What's funny too is like when you laugh so hard, it can't stop
it
laughing
hurts.
and smiling.
Your
It
muscles
hurts
start
your
to hurt.
mouth. It's like, oh my god.
Ooh, I love that. That's awesome.
Well, what do you think, Gail? Are we ready to do some sound healing with our
Let's
joy
do
and
it.
laughter?
Yes, we are.
Yeah. Let me get a candle over here. I'm
All right.
surprised Roro hasn't come up yet. If y'all watch the videos since I've been doing them since Roro came along, she almost always jumps up here as I'm lighting the candle or right after I light it. I think today she may be upstairs, so we might be safe.
Okay, I am going to mute myself while I get organized.
Okay. So, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Ariel, any other archangel you would like to invoke? Archangel Metatron, the voice of God, the laugh, and all our angels and guides and ancestors, thank you for the positive energy I am surrounded with. Thank you for surrounding me with positive energy. Thank you for all the good I see in the world. Thank you for bringing it to my attention so that I see the good. Thank you for the love that fills my heart with joy, that I am able to share that with others. Thank you for helping me to see the humor in things, even in difficult times. Thank you for the universal language of laughter, which I can share with my friends and with strangers. Thank you for allowing grief and joy to coexist, for lifting my sorrows in healing light of love. And thank you for allowing the God in me to create more joy and love in my life. Thank you for allowing the God, the divine in me, to create more joy and love in my life, and therefore in the world. That last bowl is still resonating. Well, Johnny, watching, pardon us for talking about you so much, but you have such an infectious laughter. Of course, if the subject is joy and laughter, Johnny's name is going to come up. You're going to be talked about.
Absolutely, 100%. Yeah, there was a lot of heart chakra and throat chakra today in our bowls.
That's where the laugh comes from, the heart. But if you can't get it out, the throat chakra may be stopped up. I could really feel that. I don't know. Like I had to cough to help clear it. Our
Yeah,
throat chakra is the most stifled chakra in our bodies. A lot of times we have to stifle what we say and stifle what we laugh at, even. So, yeah, I felt that big time opening up that throat chakra.
yeah. Yay. Oh my gosh, you guys, I feel so beautiful and happy right now just being with everybody and watching all the comments go by and always being with you. And
It's always so much fun. So, April, which will be right around April Fool's Day, right? Uh,
ah,
it'll be
yeah,
April 5th. Will
okay,
be. Oh wait, yeah, that's right, because we're March 1st today. April 5th will be on Gale's channel for
okay.
the next round of Sacred Sounds of Coffee. So
Yep.
we hope you all can join us there. Um, Gale, post the link if you still have it up for the Joy video
Oh
also
yeah.
on your channel again
Okay, let me see if I still
before
got it.
I end our live stream. We're always so grateful for everyone
There we go.
joining us, for everyone watching these videos later.
Yes. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It's amazing. What an amazing group of people. It's just incredible.
Thank you so much, everyone, and go out and have a wonderful day today. Find someone to smile at or something to laugh at. And if you can't find someone to smile at, go in your bathroom and smile at yourself at things. That'll get a giggle going. Thank you,
Yay.
everyone.
We will see you next month to come back and drink coffee and laugh.